Rick.
Hi, I'm Cindy. Together,
Dry run Dulcimer.
Dry Run Dulcimer, just like it says on his shirt today.
Oh, yeah, my merch shirt. Turn my
Yeah.
name tag around so you know who I am.
Yeah. And we are at Ohio Valley Gathering, which is in Carrollton, Kentucky. It was here last year. It's here this year. And I believe it's going to be here next year.
That's what they said last night. It'll be next year.
It's a nice place to come.
It's worth the trip. Beautiful little town. And the old town section right on the Ohio River. It's beautiful. Great campground to camp in. Lots of hotels. Plenty of places to eat. But the best thing is all these dulcimers in one place.
And there's more than dulcimers. There's, what else is here? Auto harp,
Dulcimer.
ukulele, fiddle,
If it's musical,
banjo.
just about name it.
hammer dulcimer. You said that, yeah. So
Harp.
anyway, but man, there's a lot of jamming going on, and at the jams they don't have any music. There's no music.
They don't have any music stands or iPads in front of them.
No,
About that.
I did for a short time yesterday, and then I put it off to the side.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And certain times when I go in there, like this morning when we went in, I sat down without any music, and I quickly discovered I didn't sleep well enough last night to play. But yesterday afternoon, I had, a pretty good session in there where I had some energy and I was doing well. And I look forward to playing in there again today. But this was a great opportunity to talk to people because there's so many play-by-ear players here.
She even called out a song that she knew by ear, and we played it. Mississippi Sawyer, one of our challenge songs.
Yeah.
So see, that works already. She already put it to good use. Y'all should do the same.
I wanted to play in a jam, and I played in a jam. That was one of the goals that I had for this. Now, granted, it was only one song that I really knew, but
Got to start somewhere.
yeah, you got to start somewhere. And as this year goes on, it's going to be more and more songs that I know. So it's a good deal. Good deal.
So we have sat down with some of our friends that we know play by ear or play by ear now. They may not have started that. That's what we wanted to ask them about. Is the process that they went through to get to where they are now. So we wanted to ask them some questions and share that with you all.
We did some brain picking.
We sure did.
And we really got some good information.
Yes, we did. I knew that would happen.
Well, yeah, I did too. But some of the things to me that are the simplest is sometimes some of the best advice. And like, for example, writing down the name of a tune, recording a tune, different ways to practice, different places to go to get inspiration for our playing. Simple and easy things, some of it, but somebody like me doesn't think about these things.
It's the overall thought process that goes into playing by ear, and what is there one set way to do that, or kind of like we've been talking about, that there's many different ways to approach it.
It just surprises me when they say something, and I'm like, really?
That we've already covered.
That's no. I mean, but it's just like no. But it's like that's how you do that, or and like I want to say, some of this should be so obvious to me, but it's not obvious to me. So I really appreciate when they point this
You
out.
had your eyes opened about a few things
Yes.
during the interviews.
I did. I look forward to going home, and I'm going to record a song or two today at a jam. I know yesterday, by the time I thought of recording the jam, it was over. The song that I wanted to hear was over. But I'm going to make it a point to go home with at least one song on recording that I don't know and learn when I get back home. That's going to be my personal challenge.
Good goal.
Yeah. So we will be showing these videos, and hopefully people are going to enjoy them, and they're going to find all kinds of little nuggets, big nuggets, just things to light their way and help them play by ear
That's what it's all about. That's the goal. To kind of get that under your belt, or at least get off to a start.
Yeah, yeah. So anyway, enjoy the videos. Here they come.
We're here today talking to Mr. Russ Embry. We're kind of picking the brains of some folks that we know that play by ear, which is what we're trying to struggle through the process. And Cindy's learning to do. I've done for years, but I've known Russ for years. We met through the Cumberland Gap Dulcimer gathering, and have seen each other quite a few times, and a lot of jams, a lot of festivals and things, and with several other people. I know that you play by ear, so you were one of the ones we thought of that we needed to talk to and get your thoughts on.
I really don't consider myself an ear player. I still like to have written music to learn and memorize, or learn so I can repeat it, and then I put the music away.
You do?
And then when I go back a few months later after I've played it for months, I'm not playing what's on the sheet paper any longer because I pick up things in the jam, but I just don't listen to music like what Rick does or Mike can play it back to you. I like to learn my sheet. I'm lazy.
That's not necessarily lazy. I mean, I learned from sheet music too, and it takes skills to be able to know how to read music. It takes skills to be able to look at that tab and to count and think. So it's definitely not lazy. It's just a different way of approaching it.
That's the way I approach it.
Well, you did start transitioning though from playing by tabs and sheet music to playing some by ear, or is it all just through memory?
Well, it's through memory, and then what I hear. If I'm looking at music and playing the song, then I don't hear what's around me. Mm-hmm. If I get over 2 steps, I'm lost. Mm-hmm. So reading tab and playing is my 2-step limit. Mm-hmm. But when I learn the song well to play it without looking at the music, then I can hear more what goes on around me and pick up different things that are added to. Because when I go back, then the song's not just like it's written on the tab where I learned it. It has additions to it. But I don't really listen to the song and can play it back to you.
Yeah. Well, you know, one of the recent lessons that we had, we talked about the responsible use of tab. And what they were saying was really to use the tab to learn and then to try to get rid of it. And it sounds like that's what you do a lot.
I do. And the only way to do that is to leave it at home and bite the bullet and go do it. And I don't always have it right, but I learn when to play softer and not stand out or be in the way.
Yeah. Well, you were real encouraging to me yesterday with your comments whenever I was trying to play along in the jam, and they were playing songs that I'd never even heard before.
Well, I saw you, the way your face looked, I remember those days.
I try to smile, but sometimes you can't help but let that frustration show. So, and what were your words of advice there for me again, so to share them with everyone?
Learn it. Memorize however you can learn to play a half a dozen songs. They don't have to be hard tuned. They can be simple tuned, played simple that you can play without looking at music. Mm-hmm. So when they call your name in a jam, you don't have to say I pass.
Right, right.
And you have songs, and usually 4, 5, 6 songs like that will get you through most jams when they call your name. So you don't feel as out of place as if you say I pass.
I think you would have been proud of me because I did call out a tune. I think you weren't there when it happened. Rick wasn't there when it happened either, but it really happened. I called out Mississippi Sawyer from the challenge, and we played it. You were there? Yeah, you were. Yeah.
I don't think I was, but I'm proud of you. It's hard to do.
Yeah. It playing at home is different than when you get in with a group of people. Like I can play it confidently at home. But then when I get here in this jam with these people that I don't know, I get a little nervous.
Well, if you belong to a group, record the group that you're playing with, your main group. Because my guitar teacher told me a few years ago, says, well, if you learn a song at home and it's 80 beats a minute,
right,
and that's the time that you use for a song, and you go to the jam and it's 78 or it's 82, you're out of kilter the first half a dozen times you play with that group.
That's true.
So if you record the group that you're playing with, where you can play that speed that they're playing, if they do it the same way all the time at home, then you get your feet wet faster and it's a cleaner transfer over.
That's some great advice.
But Bill told me one day, he said, leave your tab at home. Well, I've left it at home for years. And, I get through the jams and enjoy it more.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you find that it's over the years and over song after song, does that process seem to get easier as you go?
Yeah, up to 2 years ago, I have trouble remembering what I'm working on now, but it's just age related. Yeah, it was easier to age got in the way.
I have an interesting question for him. Okay, so we have been talking on our challenge about the whole audiation thing and about hearing a tune in your head, all right? So, like, if a tune is called out, Rick is always like, there it is. It's already going in his head. And see, it never goes through my head. I have to tell myself, to think about it and think about what it sounds like. And Rick says, well, what do you think about it? I'm like, I don't think about anything. I just open up my tab and I play,
It doesn't make sense to me that when you hear the song title, that's the first thing I think that if you're going to start playing it, that's the first thing that should start going through your head is okay, how's that go?
Well, here's the question right now, though. Does Russ do it? When somebody calls out a song, do you hear it in your head? What do you do?
I'm more or less, I hear the numbers, the fret numbers in my head.
Okay.
And when I started playing on mandolin, I learned where the notes on the mandolin was that matches the fret numbers on the Dulcimer. Well, then I took a Dulcimer class. Well, it's numbered different than the Dulcimer class, so that was a train wreck.
Oh.
Because, this is this note on my Dulcimer because I learned the tabs, so I think about numbers. Well, I got this tune going through my head, which is the wrong way to do it, I think, in retrospect. But I'm thinking a number. I may be humming it, but I'm still using fret numbers as I got it in my head.
Okay.
So I can find the Dulcimer fret numbers on the Dulcimer, but don't give me Dulcimer tab.
So you're almost like singing it, like maybe singing the fret numbers like you would if they were like the words to the song or something. But
Yeah, kind of. It's in the rhythm of what the song I'm trying to remember to play.
Okay.
But that's just the way I learned it. I wouldn't suggest doing it that way, but there you go.
It's too late now, right?
No, not really. It's never too late if you want to change something.
That's true. We're learning that you can teach old dogs new tricks.
Okay.
I'm learning to play by ear. Rick's learning to strum in. Okay, so let's see. Is there any trick that you think most people don't think about when they're playing by ear? Any secret?
Playing by ear, tricks for playing by ear.
Yeah, do you have a trick or anything like that?
A lot of your players don't, but I like to know the scale.
Okay.
And I watch hands a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I'm trying to learn a song by ear and the person across from me knows it, well then I see how far up the fretboard they go.
Mm-hmm.
First time through, they didn't go above the 5th fret, or they didn't go above the 8th fret, or they started at the 9th or 10th frets, So it gives you a visual idea of where we start looking for the sounding notes. I got to find the notes in the first 7 frets. I don't have to worry about the rest of the fretboard.
Right.
Or in the first 5 frets. So I like to learn to cheat. That's one of my ways to cheat. Like some of our songs you have different chords.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Clark is one of them. Some people use the A chord, some people use the C. Well, I found a way to cheat that blends with either way till I hear which one you're going to use at a different jam.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I try not to stand out where you want to look at me.
Mm-hmm.
Where I blend in. So sometimes I play softer for that reason. I know the song, I can play it louder and play with it and do well with it. But it's your own personal learning process.
Well, I appreciate that. And I appreciate that you brought up just watching it don't go above fret 7 or something like that, because no matter how simplistic that seems, somebody like me doesn't necessarily think about those things and pay attention to those things. So that little information is very helpful to me, and I know it will be to other people too.
Yeah, Russ.
Thank you.
We're going to let him go and enjoy the festival.
We're here with Gwynn Gant, and she is a by ear player, play by ear. Have y'all heard that somewhere before? But I've known Gwynn for several years, and it's primarily through Mike O'Brien, which is a common name that you'll get to meet him sometime soon also. But, playing by ear, playing from tab. Tell us kind of how you got started with either or both, or the process.
Right. I would definitely say at the beginning I used tab because we didn't have a club per se. We just had a group of people that would come together to play Dulcimer at a church in Bardstown, Kentucky, and you got to start somewhere. And I knew nothing about a dulcimer, so to play something by ear on an instrument I didn't know anything about would have been, man, if I'd been that good, who knows where I'd been now. But I'm sure we had tab. I know we had tab. So we started out with that, and I tried to really start out early playing with Mike O'Brien, who plays all of his music out of chords. So I was kind of brought up hearing that, and to me that's like how it should be, because that's just how I think it sounds really good. So I would watch his hands, I would look at the tab, I would listen, and so definitely starting from tab. But the more I got to know the instrument, the more I found it was just easier to play by ear. You don't have to pack all those papers around and all that stuff, and it got easier as I learned more about it. But definitely started with tab.
Playing around you for many years, I definitely can see and hear the influence. Mike, I can see a lot of the same things and hear a lot of the same things. I've always said he's got his own style. It's not like anybody else plays to me. It's not. I don't want to say it's not normal, but it's not. It's not normal. It's not what you're used to.
Right, it's not.
But it's good. It's great.
So I am curious, if they are playing a song that you've never even heard before in a jam, typically, how long or how many times would it take you for them to have to play through it for you to kind of be able to join in?
Depends on how complicated the song is. It might take 100 and I still wouldn't have it. But that's the thing. The song has to get into my head. Now I can sit and if I know they're the I'm listening through the first time and I don't hear any odd chords, meaning minors or different things like that, then I can usually pretty easily pick out chords and I can play along with just the chords. But man, I got to get that melody in my head. And if you're only playing a song 3 times, that's not enough for me to get it. So I'll get little segments of it, little parts of it, or oh, that sort of sounds like something from Old Joe Clark, or oh, that sounds like something from another, kind of trying to relate that to the melodies. But that's really hard to answer that because there's a song I've been trying to learn for 10 years and I still haven't got it down.
But you're getting at what I was curious about, okay? And so like yesterday, y'all were playing tunes that I've never heard before.
Right.
All right, and typically they only played them 3 times,
right?
Maybe 4, but usually about 3 times. And by the end of the tune, 3 times through, I might have picked up about a 4 to 6 note phrase. So, am I abnormal? Is that, I mean, should I walk away feeling good about that? Feel bad about that?
Well, that you got any of it, that you tried to even play along with the group and got any of it, I think is good. I mean, you don't want to be wham, wham, whamming it, but I know that you weren't. I saw you. I mean, you're being sensitive to the rest of the group, not trying to blast this out with you not knowing. But yeah, any part that you can get, and hopefully you get it in your head. I mean, I record a lot of songs, and then I'll go back and play it. And then when you're in a small group, and somebody's introducing a song, we may play it 10 times.
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'll say, I almost got it, keep going. So we might even go another couple more,
At the Cumberland Gap group, when we get together to play, usually the first thing in the morning, it used to be always ukulele. But now it's kind of gone into just a smaller group, and we kind of pitch out songs to each other and learn some new tunes. And And that's what we do. We just sit there and play it over and over and over, and it sinks in. And pretty much that afternoon at a jam, we say, we're going to play this tune. And it pops out and it catches the ear of everybody else because there's several of us that are able to play it together. And it grows from that. There's some really good songs out there that have come from those early morning sessions like that.
Well, I was kind of proud that I could play 4 to 6 notes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But then this morning I woke up, and of course I don't remember any of it.
After our little group that you were talking about, those songs that you didn't know, we broke up for lunch or whatever, and another little group kind of started playing, and they played 3 songs in a row, and I didn't know any of those. 2 of them were like, ooh, that sounds like a familiar melody, but I didn't know them. So they only played them like 3 times, so I didn't even try to really, but I wrote the songs down. So now I'll go back and I'll look them up, and I'll get the melody in my head, and then I'll start kind of noodling around and see if I can pick it out.
Okay, so I like that, and that's a good idea to write it down, because now we have talked about recording before. Rick has talked about recording.
Yes.
And you know what? Some of those songs that y'all played yesterday, I was like, I like this song, but they played it 3 times, and by the time I thought about recording it, it was over.
Right.
So I didn't get to record it, and so like, I got my phone, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have my phone here, and I'm gonna be ready the next time they play a song alike.
See that list of songs?
Oh yeah.
That's just 1 page. I mean, if you look through my phone, there's pages of songs of things I want to learn. Here you go.
At a
There's
jam,
another
like,
list.
like in there with Mike, and we're jamming, we play something that you don't know. If you spoke up and said, I like that song, I want to record a little, one verse, do a little bit more of it, please.
Yeah.
And we always will. We'll never say, oh no, we're going to the next song. We've not got time for that.
Okay, ask him to play
I'd always be glad to. Anybody would.
and write it down though too, because even if you don't want to speak up and say, hey, play that again, write it down. So that's good. That would have helped me yesterday. Where were you yesterday? Do you ever do any exercises for improving your ear playing or how you learn by ear? Do you have anything that you do?
Exercise. No.
I mean, listening to music and trying to...
Okay, I don't know if you call this an exercise. I can be driving down the road or sitting in front of the TV during a commercial or whatever, and I play air Dulcimer. Does that count? I mean, you know,
that does count.
or I'm trying to, like, what's that one part of the song? Is that kind of just trying to work that out. So I don't know if it's an exercise. It's not something I do like regularly, but it is something that I do to try to work it out ahead of time.
A technique.
You are visualizing your fretboard, your fingers on the fretboard. There's a connection there between your brain and your hand. I've heard Mike say the same thing.
Right, and it's and it's funny because I've heard you say when you think numbers on your fret. I mean, you like, you know, whatever you see, or is that, did you say that something about playing numbers, or your brain wants to do numbers? Maybe I'm confused. But my brain wants to hear sounds, I hear that there's a sound in my ear when I air strum this. There's a sound in my ear, in my head when I do this. You know, and maybe it has a number to it, but maybe it doesn't. It might be a 2, it might be a 7, but I don't think that way. I hear by sound.
I have thought some numbers, but I'm trying not to think about them because of the research that we did and stuff. It's more or less about the sound and just where my hand is on the fretboard. But see, I kind of had to have a reference to start.
Sure, absolutely.
You know, because
absolutely.
I'm used to seeing the tab and I can hear when I play a wrong note, but I don't necessarily know the sound that's supposed to come out when I hit a certain fret, if that makes sense. But I'm learning that.
Well, and yes, and even then though, even though you know, you think you know what that sound's going to be, that doesn't necessarily mean when you're trying to sound it out that you're going to hit the right note,
Right.
or the right fret, but you're immediately going to know, oh shoot, that was too well for me, too high or too low or whatever. so I can get off of it. I'm not going to keep playing the wrong note, as long as I can hear myself. That's the other thing. If you're in a jam and it's kind of loud and you think you got it, but you know, unless you can really hear yourself, you don't. So that's another good reason to record it and go back later and like, I was, yeah. Because you might be hitting a harmony note or something, which is great, fine, but may not be what you thought you were going to hit.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
Well, it's hard to hear yourself in a jam.
Yeah, yes.
And especially if you're learning and trying to pick softly.
Right.
And I have been in ones even where I was trying to pick loudly and almost had to lay my head on my dulcimer.
My husband, when I first started, I would be like this.
Yeah.
And my husband would say, Gwynn, you look like you're, you know, whatever. And I'm like, I can't hear you. So now I kind of just fake it. I kind of think I sort of know, but I'm not going to do this anymore because I know that looks really weird.
That's the position I'm talking about.
I gotcha.
Been there, done that.
Yep.
Okay, well, I mean, I really appreciate you stopping and talking to
Sure.
us. I know Rick does, and I know this is great information, and then it's going to help me, and it's going to help them, and it's wonderful.
We're going to hope some sense of something helps somebody.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.